iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome in, race fans, here to the Stafford Motor Speedway. Tonight it is championship night for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Short Track Scrambler Series presented by Red Light Racing. Tonight's race brought to us by our friends over at Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe, which, well, I can tell you I've been there. I can tell you everything on the menu is good, and race fans, you should go too. Even my sister traveled from Pennsylvania to Massachusetts to Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe. So you should too, and when you're there, make sure you tell them that the Turn 3 Racing Network sent you. I bet the owner's going to come out there and give you a nice little surprise. But hey, talking about championship night, what does it come down to? Just two drivers. That's right, two drivers have a chance to pick up a championship, and it would be both their first championship with the series. Brian Bianchi holds a 15-point lead over Eric Stout here tonight. 15 drivers signed in here at the Stafford Motor Speedway. That means there's 15 points available on the line, plus bonus points, so Eric Stout still has a chance here tonight. Brian Bianchi's got to be careful because, well, he incurred a penalty last week, and he will have to start shotgun to the field here, so he'll be credited with a 15th place starting spot here after the qualifying session. So what do you say? Let's settle this here tonight. The Culpeppers Bakery Cafe 100-lap feature event coming at us right now after our Team 53 starting lineup. Team 53 starting lineup will look like this. Starting on the pole, who has a great starting spot here tonight, it'll be Eric Stout in car number 12. To the outside of him, car number 54 out of Carolina, the Colony Tire and Service Center, number 54. That'll be Rex Hoyle. Then it's part of that Canadian Invasion posse. That crew, it's the 31 of Dave Bragg. Starting into the fourth position here tonight, driving car number 62. That'll be T.J. Henson. Back into the fifth position to be car number 51. That'll be Arnold Valls. And how about A.J. Hamill? Mr. Confusion is back here tonight for the last race of the season. He'll start into the sixth spot. Seventh will be the Beefy Motorsports Liquid Molly Feeney call, number 38 of Brandon Feeney. The driver of car number 88 of Alan Kundman will start right there in P number 88. Are wild for the 88. Then it's the Higgins Hill Racing Checkered Flag Auto Supply, the Cowboy. It'll be car number 40. That is Rob Higgins. Another one of those Canadian Maple Leafs, car number 53. That's the double V entry. That is Victor Valls. He'll start into the 10th spot. And how about Aiden Elvecchione? He'll start back into the 11th starting spot. Want to be the Granny Hips Walkers and Canes. Number 13 MA of Joshua Buckley starting into the 12th position here tonight. 13th on the call out of Ohio for the reach for the top 70. That's the number 70 of Steve McCormick. And starting back into the 14th starting spot here tonight, it'll be the Checkered Flag Auto Supply. Number 30, that'll be Bob Higgins. With the number 14, the Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe. Number 14, Brian Bianchi starting shotgun to the field here tonight. That's your starting lineup for tonight's 100-lap feature, brought to us tonight by Team 53. So the Team 53 starting lineup was set by our qualifying 2 laps. The best 2 laps, well, obviously gets you to the front of the field. The best 1 lap out of your 2 laps, I should say, gets you to the front of the field. Now it is time to go racing, though, in the Culpeppers Bakery Cafe 100-lap feature here tonight. Championship night. Who will, well, be on top? 2 drivers, we talked about it. Eric Stout, Brian Bianchi. Ready to roll. Pace car in. Lights are out around the speedway. We're waiting on Eric Stout. Stout going to lag back on the start, but the green flag is up. He'll lead him into turn number 1. That's TJ Henson in the 62. Is a little high and wide down into 1. It'll be Stout leading lap number 1 as he comes out of turn number 4. Oh, one driver crossed up sideways into the wall there. That was the number 62 of TJ Henson. Henson got a little out of shape while he was trying to boot, scoot, and boogie on the first lap of the evening. He did pancake the right side of that number 62, the cookout number 62, but it does look like he hit it pretty square here tonight. Brandon Feeney back there in car number 38 having a little handling issues also. That, hang on to her. Feeney gonna go around. Feeney gonna go around. He'll back it down off the speedway. Looks like we might be able to stay green flag racing as Eric Stout will come by. He'll power down the front straightaway. He'll lead another lap here tonight at the Stafford Motor Speedway. So 3 laps in the books. Brandon Feeney did get his number 38 back under power, so we will stay green flag racing. Feeney started up into the 7th position here tonight. Now dropped all the way back to the 15th running position. Brian Bianchi's picked up a couple spots here early. He knows what's on the line here tonight. Has to have a clean race. Just has to be there at the end of this one. He's going to take a peek to the inside of the number 271. That is Aiden Elvecchione. He will make that pass here. Aiden, a late entry into tonight's race. So move Brian Bianchi up into the 11th position right now. His championship rival leading tonight's race as he works down the back straightaway. You can see everybody except for this duo right here. Rob Higgins is looking to try and get underneath the number 88 of Alan Cunman. Cunman holding on to the 7th position. Has picked up 1 spot as Brandon Feeney went for that little bit of a slide down in turns 3 and 4. So everybody single file themselves out here early in this one. This race here at Stafford normally gets a little spread out as these drivers have to try and hold on to the tires as long as they can to see if they can make passes late in this race. It's 100 laps, and yes, we do have an extra set of tires down on pit road. Problem is, do you have time to go to pit road? You don't under the green flag racing, but if a caution were to come out, do you take the chance to come to pit road? Do you put 4 on? Do you put 2 on? Because track position here at Stafford does matter. So Higgins not able to make the advances. There's the double V entry down the back straightaway. He goes. There you see the 53. That's Victor Valls here tonight, an unsponsored number 53. Victor, a fan favorite here with the series on a Thursday night. Always brings out those, the Maple Leafs from north of the border. Right now, he is not the highest running Maple Leaf, though. That is Dave Bragg in the number 31, the Jiffy Lube entry. Last season, picking up a championship without picking up a win with the series. So consistency does matter in racing. Dave Bragg showed us that, and he consistently got better because this year he was able to pick up a win early on in the season. He picked up the 2nd race of the season at the New Smyrna Speedway, where he was able to wheel, deal, and drive his street stock into victory lane. His only win with the series, that came back on September the 28th of this past season. A couple drivers picking up their first career wins this past season with the series. A.J. Hamill closing in on the number 51. That is Arnold Valls, the fourth place runner. And there's another battle back a little bit farther. Goodman having some handling issues on car 88. He drops back to the 9th position. He lost a spot to Rob Higgins and the double V entry. A.J. Hamill is able to get here to the 51, but has not been able to get around him. It's always one thing on short track racing to run up on somebody, but it's a whole other one to get around them as well. Victor tried to take a peek to the inside off turn number 2, and he threw the back end of that number 53 sideways. Oh, could have been a little love tap there into the outside wall that time off of turn number 4. We talked about how he was sideways and lost those 2 positions, and now he's trying to push a little bit hard to get back to the number 53 and the 40, see if he can get that spot back. Complete lap number 15 this time by. You were watching the battle for the 7th, 8th, and 9th position. Which driver can keep the car up underneath him? That's how we've seen most of the passes so far here tonight at Stafford has been from drivers with a little bit of miscues trying to get the power down on these modifieds. Out front, nothing has changed. Eric Stout still holding the race lead. There's the Six Rings Racing number 12 of Eric Stout. He has opened up about, called a 4-car length lead as your race leader is starting to work upon that lap traffic. That is Brandon Feeney as we ride on board with your race leader, the Checkered Flag Auto Supply. Onboard camera here tonight, on board every car. So we got to thank the Checkered Flag Auto Supply for being part of the series once again, a longtime partner with the Red Light Racing Series, both on Monday night and here on Thursday night. We got to thank Bob Higgins and the whole Higgins family for their continued support with Red Light Racing. As Eric Stout really closing in on Brandon Feeney down the back straightaway they go. So Feeney goes for that slide on the opening handful of laps and now is in jeopardy in the first 25 laps of this race to go a lap down. When you go a lap down here with the series, we talked about the green flag racing that normally comes here at Stafford. It's not a favorable position for Brandon Feeney to go a lap down this early. Just the other week, Brandon Feeney finishing on the podium here on Thursday nights. So it tells you how humble these drivers are, because one week you finish on the podium, the next week you finish in the outhouse. A.J. Hamill still trying to work over that 51 of Arnold Valls back there for the 4th and 5th position. There you see that battle. There's the Arts Barbershop number 18 of A.J. Hamill. Good to see Hamill back behind the wheel of a modified. Hamill pretty busy these days, not always able to get onto the sim to come out on Thursday night to race with the boys. He did pick up a new hobby over the summer months. He racing RC cars in New York. I believe I saw him running in the Mud Boss Novel division as a rookie. Try to keep up with a lot of the racing that these drivers do outside the sim, but boy, let me tell you, these boys, they have a lot of hobbies and they do a lot of things, and I'm telling you, it's hard to keep up with them, just like it's hard to keep up with my 4-year-old son. These guys got energy. That kid has energy. We were just talking about Arnold and Hamill battling for the 4th and 5th position. This is TJ Henson, Rob Higgins, Victor Valls, and Alan Kundman back here. This is, the 9th through the 6th position currently. Oh, Victor got a little tight that time off the corner. Brian Bianchi starting to close in on this group. There's that battle once again. The Arts Barbershop number 18, A.J. Hamill, had a peek to the inside off turn number 2. Was able to pull alongside the 51. Oh, Arnold going to slide the right rear tire. Slid the right rear tire. Can he fire back down off turn number 2? A.J. Hamill about half a car down into 3. Hamill using the inside lane to try and turn that number 18 down to the bottom. Now he'll slide it down to 3 and 4. Give the spot back to Valls. Hamill trying to get the Orca Coolers. Hart's Barbershop number 18 wound up on the bottom side. We told you it's just hard for these drivers to keep the momentum up, to keep the power underneath these modifieds here tonight. A.J. Hamill going to drift up the track just a little bit. You see it again. The car a little loose, and they're battling back behind him, too. 53, Arnold Valls underneath the 62. Bianchi going to insert himself here in this battle also. Uh-oh, TJ Henson going to go around. Caution lights. TJ Henson around out of turn number 4. He'll get it pointed back into the right direction after coming out of the grass. When I say modifieds, a lot of time I think of the Northeast modifieds, the dirt modifieds. I don't think TJ Henson thinks of dirt modifieds, but he was down in the dirt with this modified here tonight. He was battling with Alan Kudman. Take a look here. There you see the contact. There's the 88. Well, TJ Henson was trying to play hocus pocus. And that's unfortunately where TJ Henson disappeared and came back right onto that 88. That's what will bring out the first caution flag of the evening. Under this first caution flag, a handful of drivers coming to pit road, it looks like. Could have been coming to pit road with TJ Henson. Brandon Feeney does get a wave around here, so the caution flag flying just in time for Brandon Feeney. Rex Hoyle also bringing car number 54. There you see the veteran here, the Colony Tire. Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe, car number 54. He was running up into the second position at the time of yellow. He came to pit road. Looks like a 2-tire stop in fuel here for the 54. You see Hoyle going to get the spot in front of Brandon Feeney. Feeney will have to, of course, drop to the tail end of the longest line, as he is the driver that got that lucky dog, the wave around. So what the lucky dog wave around is, if you are the first car 1 lap down when the caution flies and you were not involved in the incident, you will get a wave around. That means you get to come around the leader and the iRacing pace car and tag the back of the field. You do have the chance and the opportunity to take a pit stop if you would like, but at the end of that pit stop, you have to drop to the tail. So even if there are other lap down cars, you would start behind them. For Feeney here, though, there is no other car that is a lap down, so he will just have to start shotgun to the field of all the drivers that are on the lead lap. TJ Henson down pit road once again with the cookout number 62. He put on 2 tires last time he came in. It looks like they're just going to repair some damage here, check to make sure everything is all straightened on that 62, and they say, yeah, it's good, hammer down. So he'll come back out onto the raceway. Well, we have the opportunity, race fans. We have to thank all of you for tuning in here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We have to thank you for your continued support all season here on Thursday night. You know, if you are new, go ahead, hit the bell, hit the subscribe button, get the notifications anytime we bring you live racing here with Red Light Racing. Red Light Racing will be back next season here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Monday night's just wrapped up with a championship. And tonight we're going to wrap up our short track program here with another championship. That championship, remember, coming down to Eric Stout and Brian Bianchi. They are running 1 and P number 7 right now on the running order, as we're ready to go back racing. Stout will bring us into the restart zone. When will he fire? Here we go. Back up. The speed we come to turn 1. Stout going to go way down there, really. Oh, boy, the 31 of Bragg going to blow corner number 1. Up the speedway he goes. He'll go from, he's going to turn. The 14, Brian Bianchi, going to get turned. And they're going to pile him up into 3 and 4. Couple cars stopped up here. There's going to be Steve McCormick. There's going to be the 54 Rex Hoyle. Joshua Buckley involved. As you see the 14 trying to roll away. It looks like his front end is shortened up here tonight. Brian Bianchi had just worked his way into the top 5. That car is going to be, that's hurt. One of your championship contenders here wrapped up in a wreck. Let's take a look back. You see the 31 of Bragg to the outside. The 14 down low, and Bragg going to come down the speedway into the 14. Joshua Buckley nowhere to go, as he had Steve McCormick and Rex Hoyle right there underneath him. So the playoff drama is definitely in play here tonight. Everybody but Joshua Buckley able to roll away from the incident there. Eric Stout still the race leader here. He's got A.J. Hamill, Arnold Vowles, and Rob Higgins now behind him, the first 4 cars. Dave Bragg, who was involved in that wreck, is looking like he stays out here, and he will assume the 6th position. Driver's still down on pit road, though. Goodman, McCormick, Bianchi, Buckley. Bob Higgins looks like he will bring the checkered flag. Auto supply number 30 down. There you see Bob Higgins coming to pit road. Be at least a 2-tire stop there for the number 30 of Higgins. It's lap number 39 we are working. Looks like everybody but Joshua Buckley coming back out onto the speedway. Buckley still sitting down on pit road. There you see him. He has climbed out of the 13MA. Not a season he's going to want to remember. So Brandon Feeney, who went from a lap down now to running in 9th, so back inside the top 10 for the Feeney machine. Feeney did start into the 7th spot. And has 60 laps here when we go back racing to see if he can gain a couple more positions. Gets a second chance at life here tonight. So it'll be Stout, Hamill, Vowles, Higgins, the front 4. Pace car off, back into the restart zone we come here tonight. Championship night. Back up to speed to turn 1. Good start there by A.J. Hamill. The outside lane always at a little bit of a disadvantage. As it'll be Stout, Hamill, Higgins. Arnold Vowles, Victor Vowles is how they are running. Battle back there is with the 54 of Rex Hoyle and TJ Henson. Henson down to the bottom side of the Cookout 62, trying to pick up a spot. He'll go sideways. He'll save it, though, off of turn number 2. He was pointed to the infield grass, but hang on to her. Alan Kudman having an off night back here tonight. Goodman has dropped 3 spots since the drop of the green. He is back to running into the 11th position as we close in on halfway home. The 31 of Dave Bragg. Looks like his car after the incident still has speed in it. He's got Rex Hoyle, though, right there. Remember, Hoyle had his issues in the opening laps. Just behind them, TJ Henson. He has gone around once here tonight. Aidan Alvecchione, he's just kind of taking his own tune. He's been inside the top 10 since the drop of the green flag here tonight. Feeney has fallen back to 10th. He started into the 9th spot, now running 10th for Brandon Feeney. So there's comers, there's been goers. There's been a couple wrecks here tonight. Brian Bianchi back here. He's still out there trucking along. He's running 14th right now. And if I'm counting up the points, I think it is a dead heat right now for that points championship battle. Gonna have to see where it all lies at the end of the night, because Bianchi has not led a lap. He's not going to lead the most laps. He's not going to get a clean bonus race because his car is mangled up just a little bit. He can still get some of that, or a bonus point for the most spots gained, but right now they are tied for the points championship battle, because there's the driver right now that's out front, and if he leads 2 more laps, he'll take up 2 bonus points here tonight. Points per leading 1 lap, points for leading the most laps, and he could pick up another one if at the end of the race he does not have any incident points. So that could be a 3-point net there for Eric Stout if he was able to do that here after 100 laps. Nobody's had anything for that number 12 so far here tonight, working lap number 50 here. So we'll have 50 in and 50 to go here from the Stafford Motor Speedway here tonight for the Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe 100-lap feature. So Stout doing what he needs to do by staying out front. Aidan Alvecchione getting pressure from the 38 of Brandon Feeney. Feeney trying to take that spot, and it looks like he will. Here comes Alan Kunman. Kunman going to try and roll the bottom side underneath that number 271. Oh, Aidan into the outside wall. McCormick into the outside wall. Here comes the number 14 MA. Brian Bianchi going to go down to the bottom side of the speedway. Now McCormick going to try and get underneath Aidan Alvecchione. McCormick and Aidan both battling there. That's for the 11th and 12th position. Bob Higgins just behind. He's got some fresh tires on the checkered flag. All display number 30. Oh, Aidan sideways. He got a little crossed up, the driver out of South Carolina. Gonna heat those big old Hoosier tires up. See if he can hold on to that spot, because Bob Higgins does have the fresher tires of the two. Aidan has not come to pit road. Feeney off track down out of turn 2. He'll do a little dirt track modified racing. And yeah, they do have the Northeast Modifieds up in Canada. Not sure if Feeney's ever been to one of the races with those Modifieds, though. Obviously, we know he has the Asphalt Modified he competed with last season. I don't know about dirt. Bob Higgins still trying to get underneath Aidan Alvecchione here. Remember, this is the battle for the 11th and 12th position. Feeney is now 13th after his trip through the grass. There's your race leader, 1.25 second race lead here for Eric Stout. A.J. Hamill is sitting right there with Rob Higgins all over the back end of him. Then it's both the Val's brothers, I should say. Then it's Bragg, Hoyle, Henson, Kundeman, McCormick in the top 10. Oh, Kundeman into the wall hard that time. Couple times we've seen him bounce car number 88 off the wall. See if he can hang on to that 88 here tonight. It's not been the night for Alan Kundeman after him having such a good rookie season. Was able to pick up the win last week at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. He was also able to pick up the race at Thompson. So been to victory lane a couple times. He was 16th overall in the points championship. Only got to run half the season this year, so wasn't in contention for the championship. I like the man out front, 40 to go. Eric Stout comes into the night with the most wins on the series. His average finishing position, though, is a 7.5, so there's been a couple of races here this season that he's got wrapped up in some wrecks that weren't his fault, none of his own. Unfortunately, sometimes you seem like you have a target on your back. A.J. Hamill has a target, and it's the arrow is Rob Higgins. Higgins is right there in car number 40. Higgins just outside the top 5 in the championship standings here tonight, trying to see if he can whittle his way in. It was just a 16-point lead for TJ Henson to hold on to that top 5 position. So Rob Higgins has a chance here tonight if he could. Maybe get a couple bonus points. He could take that 5th spot from TJ Henson. So nobody pushing the envelope right now. Sideways, though, for the 31 of Dave Bragg. Still trying to get the handling up underneath that 31. Just behind him is Rex Hoyle. We call him the veteran here on iRacing. He's done everything from real-world racing to a ton of sim racing here with iRacing. Heck, he even remembers playing NASCAR 95 was one of his first car games. I forget what the first one is. I had it in my notes at one point for Rex Oil. The game dates back to like 1989. For a lot of you fans out there tuning in, they're probably saying, man, I wasn't even born till 2000. So Hoyle definitely old enough to be your dad. He shows these racers a thing or two out there, too, about racing with respect. You see him right now with the 54 running right behind Dave Bragg. Hoyle came to pit road. That was back on lap number 30 underneath the caution flag. Been able to work his way through the field. He was running second when he came to pit road. See if he can continue to climb past Dave Bragg. He is the highest running driver that did come to pit road. Alan Goodman has started to work his way back through the field. Remember, he was into the wall at one point. Dropped all the way outside the top 10. Well, now he's back to running into the 8th position for the 88 of Alan Goodman. Race has gone green flag since our caution flag back on, what was that, lap number 54? Sorry, we've gone racing since lap 40. Lap 54 is when Brandon Feeney decided he wanted to try his hand at asphalt modified racing on dirt. Didn't work out. Feeney back to running in the 11th spot. There's Brian Bianchi. Right there he is. Down into turn 1 he goes. He's running into the 14th position. That's exactly where he started here tonight. He's down 1 lap to the race leaders currently. So no positions being able to be picked up for Brian Bianchi as he is down a lap. He could use a caution flag here. I do believe he has used his tires, though, here tonight. So if caution flag were to fly, I don't think he has any tires left out on pit road. Stout still the race leader, closing in on 25 laps to go here. He'll have some lap traffic out ahead of him. It looks like Stout has started to back it up just a little bit, trying to save some tire for the end of this because A.J. Hamill has started to pull him back. Rob Higgins has started to pull him back. And Joshua Buckley has pulled back onto the raceway. There you see him, car number 13, MA. He's back there running into the 15th position, 8 laps down. He was wrapped up in that big melee down going into turn number 3. He'll come across the stripe. Your race leaders will come across the stripe. It'll be 26 laps remaining here tonight at the Stafford Motor Speedway. Here tonight for the Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe Championship Race. Aiden Alvecchione just got around Brandon Feeney. Feeney still continuing to have handling woes on that 38 machine. As now Aiden has a little slide. Feeney has a little slide. Feeney will try to work back to the inside. Not going to be able to get there. Aiden gives him the lane. But no pass being made there for Brandon Feeney. Uh-oh, sideways for the... Oh, boy, that's hard. The 53, Victor Valls, got crossed up, slid, put it in the wall, keeps it going after he bounced off it. But that's going to shorten up that right front. And he wasn't done. He just put it into the wall that time off turn 4. Something maybe broke for the 53. He's up against the outside wall pinballing. He'll dive it down to the inside now after everybody has got around him. The 53 going to pull it down to the infield here. It looks like his night may be done. So Victor Valls, who is running up into the top 5, now going to have to pull at the pit road. Something broke on the 53. He'll make it to pit road, so the green flag will stay out. He's definitely going to go multiple laps down here. A.J. Hamill has caught the number 12 of Eric Stout, but I don't believe they will battle out for that for that spot, as A.J. knows Eric Stout is battling for a championship here. So don't look for him to really make any big moves. A.J., one of those racers, he's been around for a long time. He knows. Uh-oh, Brandon Feeney also having some problems again. Feeney took a scenic tour through the grass once again with his modified. think he really wants to go dirt track modified racing. But A.J. Hamill, like I said, has been around a long time. He knows what's on hand here for Stout. He doesn't want to be the driver that causes an issue. Oh, hang on to her, A.J. A.J. Sideways is what they called him for years. And then he got confused and didn't know what to do with his hands. Now we call him Mr. Confusion. So A.J. falling back a little bit. He's still running into that second position. With Victor Valls going to pit road, Brian Bianchi, one of your championship hopefuls, picks up another spot. That's another point. He hasn't been able to do much, though, as he is a lap down. Passed a couple cars out there with the damaged number 14, but looks like he's not going to have the opportunity here tonight to pick up very many positions unless the caution flag were to come out. You see this battle, this is Dave Bragg right now in that switch tire Jiffy Lube entry. He is running into the 6th position. He's got Alan Kuhnman all over him. Both drivers have had some handling woes here tonight, with just 15 laps to go. I bet they're looking for the end of this race, the checkered flag, to say at least this one's in the books. 15 to go. Eric Stout will see 14 to go. We'll get whispered into his ear from his spotter. Patrick Stout out there doing the spotting all season long for Eric. That's right. They both have the same last name, race fans. They are brothers. Patrick, of course, getting iRacing not too long ago and coming out here, seeing how these guys race, learning the ins and outs about racing, giving the calls from atop of the tower here, telling Eric where everybody is. Right now he's saying about 9 cars back to the second place runner. Joshua Buckley did go another lap down there. He's now 9 laps down to the race leader. There's the Granny Hips, Walkers, and Canes entry. He is running into the 14th position. Rob Higgins has started to fade away from A.J. Hamill, back into Arnold Valls and Rex Hoyle. TJ Henson just made quick work because Steve McCormick was sideways. So McCormick hanging on, trying to not spill his beer here tonight. That driver out of Ohio in car number 70 there, the orange, blue, and white machine. McCormick running a part-time schedule here this past season. Battle inside the top 5, though. Rex Hoyle going to get to the inside of the 51 of Arnold Valls. Will he complete the pass? It looks like he will. Valls going to stay to the outside. Now we'll dive it off, see if he can get a run off of turn 4 to get back to the inside. But nope, he'll slide the tires. He'll have to hold into P number 5. Joshua Buckley slides through the corner, and then he lifts out of the gas. He'll let all the race leaders go right on by. A.J. Hamill's caught back to the race leader, but like I had said, A.J. already knows what's on hand here for Eric Stout if he can hang on to it. So Eric Stout going to pick up 3 bonus points. I think right now, if everything finishes the way it is, I think if my math calculates out right, I think it's Eric Stout by 1 point over Brian Bianchi. Alan Goodman off track in car 88. He'll slide it. He was down in the grass for the 88. Goodman with 7 laps to go. We told you about his handling issues. He wants to just get away from this track. It's not his type of car. It's not his type of track. 6 more times around the speedway here. Eric Stout trying to bring it home. 5 fingers in the air as they come by. They're waving at him just 5 more times around. Brandon Feeney still has his woes going on as Bob Higgins will get around the 38. Higgins has time. He can go up there and get that 10th position away from Aidan Alvecchione. Uh-oh, Goodman having some problems again. Goodman down on the grass. He gets it pointed right as you see him going, but he's lost another spot. So now move McCormick up to 7th and TJ Henson into the 8th spot. We're about to wind him up. We're about to throw him out. It'll be 2 laps remaining here for Eric Stout. Just has to come back around, get the white flag. That's what he wants to see. He wants to get the Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe white flag here because that means if he comes back around, we can wrap this up. We can tally the points. The white flag officially flagged. 1 lap to go here, presented by Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe. Trying to go to victory lane here tonight for the 6th time this season. Down the back straightaway, 1 final time. Eric Stout will look up out of turn 4. He'll see the checkered flag. He'll cross his fingers and hope that all the points fall in his favor. Stout going to pick up the win with A.J. Hamill, Rob Higgins, Rex Hoyle coming across the line, Arnold Vowles, Steve McCormick, TJ Henson, Alan Kudman, Aiden Alvecchio, Bob Higgins, Brandon Feeney, Brian Bianchi, along with Joshua Buckley and Victor Vowles is how they all unofficially finish here tonight. Your top 3 coming back out onto the front straightaway. There you see Eric Stout. He'll lead the parade down to the infield. So we'll see how everything stacks up here after the 100-lap feature event here tonight. Brought to us by Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe. Goodman just going to finish the car off, because he don't need it no more. The season is over. So we're going to take an extended break here, race fans, because we're going to tally this all up. It is very close here tonight for these drivers. As you see, A.J. Hamill giving a little congratulations to Eric Stout. Rob Higgins on the podium also. We will talk to all 3 of them when we return here tonight to the Stafford Motor Speedway. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be back with the Chop Finishers.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome back to the Stafford Motor Speedway, race fans. Championship night, brought to us by Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe, has been completed here for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Short Track Scrambler Series. We have a champion here tonight, race fans, and it is, Well, we're going to make you wait because we're going to start with the third place driver here tonight. That's on the podium. 2 times this season, car number 40 has popped into the top 3. How about it, Rob Higgins? We hope you got the cowboy hat on out there tonight because you finished rodeo up in third.
Oh, cowboy hat's always on. Nice talking to you twice in one season. Never happened before.
Well, hey, there's a first for everything, and it starts right here on Thursday nights. You're able to pick up the most spots here tonight. 6 spots gained. You started back into the 9th position. How does your night roll behind the wheel of that number 40?
I had a pretty good car. I was hoping to get around AJ there, and I think I burnt my stuff up trying to get around him. I know Eric didn't want to see me on his back bumper, but I was hoping to get there. I was looking for a win.
These cars out there for a lot of the drivers looking very loose off the corners. How did the car feel? You say you burned the tires up, but how did it feel with freshies on it?
No, I never put tires on, and it was pretty loose. Starting until the tires got some heat into them, and then it kind of came to me, and I was feeling pretty good. Able to move up through some people, so I was having a good race.
Were you feeling good because of the car, or were you feeling good because of those Busch Lattes?
Busch Lattes.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah.
That's what I figured. Hey, a great season for you here, though, Rob. It looks like, if I have it all calculated out correctly, you're going to finish 6th in that points championship. So a good run all in all for you all season. You only missed 1 race. That 1 race could have got you that 5th place.
It could have, yeah. TJ leapfrogged me there. I don't know when. But yeah, I was hoping next year we're going to go for a championship.
Next year, you're calling your shot, you Babe Ruth?
Yep, calling it.
All right. Hey, well, then we're just going to leave it right there. Hey, Rob, before we let you go, though, who makes this all possible to get that cowboy hat looking as fresh as it is?
Stetson cowboy hat's number 1. Checkered Flag Auto Supply. Busch Lattes, as always. Maybe that helps. Eric, Josh, the admins, you, Roger. Checkered Flag Auto Supply for sponsoring the series. All the sponsors we had. Culpeppers, everybody. Couldn't do it without anybody here.
There you have it. The cowboy, Rob Higgins, the driver out of Massachusetts, tonight will gain 6 spots, picking up the most spots tonight in the 100-lap feature. He will finish P number 3. The driver who's confused and doesn't know what he's doing here, doesn't know how he got here. How about AJ Hamill? AJ, a great race for you. Uneventful, really. You got into that 2nd spot by a couple drivers going around and a couple drivers coming to pit road, and you kind of sat there all night in 2nd.
Yeah, it's weird being in the car instead of staring at it with a controller in my hand. But it was fun. Got to dust them off. The cars collected a lot of dust except for the modified. This season, unfortunately, didn't work out. Whenever I showed up, it was bad luck for my teammate here. So kind of made hey, how about I don't show up and see how you do? And he kept winning races. So that strategy worked. Tonight was typical Stafford restarts. Snagged 3 spots on restarts. Guy pitted. And thought for a minute there in the middle that, maybe I might have to have a problem deciding what to do when I caught Mr. Leader there, but he was just playing with us. There was nobody here that was going by him on anything more than over-aggression.
Were you hoping late maybe a caution flag? Would you have attempted to maybe use the old bumper if it came down to it?
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
No. Not going to put my teammate out of a race when he's in championship position. Things broke his way, broke team's way when Brian ran into some trouble there. Mid-race, actually, just how we drew it up. And if he left a hole, I told him I'm here to win, but I wasn't going to do anything silly to cost him like I had done earlier in the year.
Well, if you wouldn't have done it earlier in the year, it wouldn't have come down to just a few points tallied up at the end. You know it.
Yeah, I was thinking it, but I wasn't going to say it.
I'm sure you're going to have to send Mr. Stout something for that.
It all worked out in the end.
Well, it does. But hey, a great run for you. It's good to see you back out onto the track with that iconic Arts Barbershop number 18. So what do you say? Who makes this all possible back home?
Well, Arts Barbershop. But I want to take this time and talk about my teammate, Mr. Eric Stout. What you saw this season, how many wins we get? 4, 5, 6? I don't know how many he threw in there, but you witnessed the evolution of a race car driver. It was pretty cool, and I wish I had helped him more, but he did it on himself. He went and got what he needed from whoever, and then he went out and did it. You've seen previous seasons, he'd go out there and have some trouble putting her in victory lane, but he figured it out this year, and now I got to chase him. If I'm allowed back, this might be my last race, Roger, because of the participation rules, but we'll see. Congrats, Eric.
Well, there you have it. He doesn't know if he'll be back. He's confused. He just doesn't know anything, race fans. He's too confused for it. But AJ Hamill here tonight makes his return in the final race of the season, and he'll park it on the podium with that iconic Arts Barbershop number 18. And, well, that leaves us with just one more person out there, race fans, and I can officially tell you here tonight, your champion here in season number 10 will go to the driver out of Virginia who picks up the win here tonight in his 6th victory of the season. Eric Stout, you are officially will be named and crowned the champion here tonight at Stafford. How does it feel to pick up your first career championship on Thursday night?
It feels pretty awesome, Roger. I can't lie to you. I can say that I do feel bad that Brian ran into a little bit of bad luck. I had messaged him earlier in the day and said good luck, and that I hope we both had the opportunity to do whatever we needed to do to secure the championship for ourselves. We both had very different paths or roads needed tonight. But I came out and did exactly what I needed to do. I took the pole and led all 100 and kept it clean. And proud of the effort all season. I honestly agree with what AJ said. Going back to last season, I really honestly kind of stunk. Not stunk, but I wasn't maximizing whatever potential I had. Really just sort of fighting for top 10s and get my tail whipped most weeks. So put in a lot of work. I think that this outcome is really just an illustration of what not being a part-time driver can produce, and what really a lot of commitment can produce. So really proud of the effort that I had this season. I also just want to make sure that I recognize Brian. He had an incredibly consistent season. He was solid all year. I think he had 13 top 10s out of the 16 races and something like 9 top 5s or something like that. So he was, he showed up prepared every week, just like I did. And, ultimately it was the bonus points, the wins and the laps led that would sort of put me over the edge. So, congratulations to him for a great season. But very proud of the effort put forth this season to result in the championship.
Yeah, the race is over. You've led the 100 laps. It's uneventful for you, so we don't even have to talk about that at all. The championship here tonight, you will be the last driver in the series to win a championship the conventional way, going point for point to the end of the season here, tallying it all up. Whoever had the most is going to be the champion. How does this now reflect into next year, where we will go playoff racing?
So actually, I know we did announce that, but we sort of reconsidered. We're not going to go to a playoff format next season. What we're going to do instead is shorten the window of races for the drop race. So weeks 1 through 10, you'll be eligible for a drop, and then weeks, 11 through 16, there will be no drop races. That'll make the math, I think, a little bit simpler for everyone, and keep sort of the importance on that home. That home stretch, if you will, over the course of the season, but without sort of convoluting things over the playoff format. So I was not in favor of a playoff format. I don't like it in real life. I think that the 16-week or however many week schedule you run, those races should be weighted evenly, because this is a marathon. It's not a sprint. And I think that's what you saw tonight. I'd have a great race, and then I'd have some bad luck, and then I'd have another really good race, and then some bad luck. And although it feels it's obviously higher leverage, and it's probably particularly disappointing in this case for Brian, and particularly exhilarating for me in this case. But at the end of the day, all the races counted the same. Week 1 and week 16, And so I'm glad that we're going to sort of stick with that format and let all the races count for themselves.
Well, take my notes, throw them away. Maybe I'll just mail them back to Joshua Buckley up in Massachusetts. So that's maybe what we're going to have to do here with that. But hey, a great season for you, Eric, all in all. What do you say we'll just roll this red carpet out for you here and let you thank all the people that have made this entire season possible for you to be crowned the champion?
Of course. So before I say my thank yous, sort of on behalf of the league admin group, Robbie's in here with us tonight. Hat tip Rob for another podium run. That's great to see. But want to thank you, Roger, for a terrific season and Turn 3 Racing Network. Want to make sure we thank Checkered Flag Auto Supply for their continued support. I want to thank Team 53 for coming on board this season. I thought they really added a great element to the league and a benefit for the group overall. I want to thank all the other partners that came on board. I know Brian does a lot of hustling to support the league with race sponsorships. Culpeppers Bakery, GK Properties, Bar Mackey. I know I'm forgetting a couple, but we really appreciate it. It helps lighten the load for all the racers to ensure that we can put on a broadcast that we're all really, really proud of, and we absolutely are. I watch a lot of this stuff on YouTube, and I can say without a doubt we have some of the best broadcasting out there, and it's a privilege and a pleasure to be part of the Red Light Racing Group. So hat tip also to Josh and Rob for all their work during the season. So as far as for me personally, obviously I got to thank my wife. She puts up with a lot of baloney, listening to me lament, every Thursday night, good or bad, agonizing over every move I made or didn't make. So I really appreciate her, listening and, having a smile on her face and letting me do this, every week. And obviously Rosie, I can't forget my dog, Rosie. I also want to thank my brother, Patrick, for being on the pit box tonight, as he was all season or most of the season. My dad and my Aunt Jean and my mom at home watching. And if there's anyone I forgot, I apologize. Just, pretty psyched. I think I'm going to go crack a cold one and enjoy the rest of the evening, and looking forward to a couple weeks off.
There you hear it tonight, your season 10 champion.
And my teammate AJ. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. And my teammate AJ. I hope he's back next season, because I think we can make a run at it together. Sorry about that, AJ, and sorry to cut you off, Roger.
It's all good. We're all over here having a good time, laughing about it. AJ having to throw his 2 cents back in there. Rob finding a good chuckle. They're all standing by here, still waiting to congratulate Eric Stout on his championship here for season number 10. When you tally it up, obviously we ran, 16 races this season, the most we've run here on a Thursday night. And Eric Stout was able to pick up 6 wins along the way with 9 poles, 8 top 5s, 9 top 10s, leading a total after all said and done at the end of these 16 races. It was 816 laps led here tonight for Eric Stout. A very dominating season, but as you can see, he would win and have a bad race, and he would win and he'd have a bad race, where his championship competitor there, Brian Bianchi, had a much better average finishing position. Consistency for Brian Bianchi is what kept him into the championship fold here, but it ultimately came down to 3 factors. Bonus points, and that's all it really was. The bonus points per race, if you got the lead a lap, most laps led, and the win bonus is what got Eric Stout this championship here in season number 10. I was going to talk about going into the playoff championship next season, but as Eric Stout said, my notes are outdated. I'll throw those back to Joshua Buckley and tell him to rewrite them for me, and we'll get you all that information at the start of next season. So Eric Stout wins the season number 10 championship, and those championship points look like this. The top 5 in the championship standings will look as Eric Stout will have the points championship by 3 points. The second place runner at the end of the season, that was Brian Bianchi, as he was able to hang on after having a little bit of, issues to start tonight's race. Those are the top 2 in the championship standings. Those are the 2 we were eyeballing. Those are the 2 we followed all night long. So Estelle picks up the win. He picks up the championship. And that's how the season wraps up here at the Stafford Motor Speedway. We have to thank all the sponsors all season that made this season possible. Everybody from, well, Checkered Flag Auto Supply, well, to Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe, to the 505 Motorsports, along with Team 53, Jiffy Lube, Bar Mackey, Movember, the GK Properties, and of course, the Marty McFly Flux Capacitor Night, brought to you by Danny's Diamond Deals. We thank them for all being part here of the Red Light Racing series. So Red Light Racing thanks them, along with all of us here from the Turn 3 Racing Network, as we thank all the race fans that tune in every Monday and Thursday night to watch these racers compete on a level that they don't get to do in the real world side of things. So the next best thing is right here on iRacing.com. So for everybody at Red Light Racing and all of us here at the Turn 3 Racing Network, we hope you enjoyed the season here on Thursday nights, and we'll be back for season number 11 with Red Light Racing. Until we see you Thursday nights in the new season, race fans, everybody stay safe, and we'll see you in Turn 3.